What's up, guys? I'm Mike D'Antonio, founder and CEO of StockedUp. Welcome back to the Stocks with Mike and Tom show. We have an awesome episode for you guys today. We're going to be talking about how JCPenney filed for bankruptcy yesterday. We're also going to be talking about pretty much what's going on with the House, another stimulus package bill. And then we're going to be answering all of your guys' questions from the previous two videos. If you guys are new to this show, don't forget to subscribe and you'll see our videos every single day on your homepage. We post free stock market analysis, predictions, and watch list videos every day. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. With that being said, Tom, tell us what's going on with JCPenney right now.
Yeah, JCPenney filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Friday, and they're following along in the footsteps of Sears, which was another big retailer that's also went down since 2008, 2009 times. And it's just been a very bad time for these retailers with all the online marketplaces like Amazon and Wayfair coming out. It's really hurting these online the retail stores like JCPenney and even Neiman Marcus, I believe, also just filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
And a big aspect is that JCPenney still has a lot of stores open. In 2019, they had 845 stores open, where Sears started closing a ton of their stores right away. And over 10 years, JCPenney only closed about 250 stores, which kept their revenue up. But Sears, they closed so many stores that their revenue went into free fall, and then they had to end up going out of business way earlier than JCPenney.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's a lot of factors that are really kind of just like factoring into the fall of these big retailers like JCPenney, Neiman Marcus, Sears, etc. And, obviously we have the biggest and most obvious reason is the rise of online retail, like Amazon and like honestly, even Target and Walmart are taking a decent, portion of that online retail pie. And on top of that, even Walmart and Target are just taking more and more of the physical retail marketplace too. So like JCPenney is losing, they're losing in online and also in like the traditional brick and mortar stores. And like Tom said, JCPenney and Sears were both in pretty bad positions for the past decade. And JCPenney pretty much kept a lot of their stores open, but Sears closed way too many stores. So like Tom said, JCPenney, stuck around a little bit longer, but it's really not looking good,
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good for them, especially whenever you're filing for Chapter 11. And they pulled some trickery on Friday where I think they paid off some debt, and then that went ahead and allowed them to have a little bit more time to file for bankruptcy, or else they wouldn't have even gotten to file.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. That's interesting. But, with that being said, guys, that all of these factors are not a good signal to buy JCPenney. Just because it's at 20 cents a share right now, that doesn't mean, oh, it's so cheap. If it returns to its highs of $1.25 in the past 6 months, then, we might get what is that? Six times our money back. Guys, it's not that you shouldn't be thinking like that. JCPenney is really struggling right now fundamentally. They might be a good investment in like a while, but now is not the time. Buying the worst companies there are right now, it's not a good strategy. And I honestly think probably definitely in the next decade, I think JCPenney will be gone for sure. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I think they'll definitely follow along in Sears' footpath and just totally, I think they'll end up closing all their stores. Unfortunately, it's a very unfortunate thing, but business landscapes always change and companies have to adapt, and that's the name of the game. You have to adapt or you're not going to make it.
Exactly. Adapt or die. It's business. So, we'll see what happens, but it's definitely not looking good for JCPenney right now. But, just because JCPenney's losing, like let's say you had a lot of shares with JCPenney, and just because they're losing now, maybe look to some of the stronger retailers like Target, Walmart, Amazon. Amazon's the powerhouse, but even Target and Walmart are doing good fundamentally, especially like in like traditional retail, but also online. So keep that in mind, guys. And then now, Tom, if you want to talk about the $3 trillion stimulus package.
Yeah, Mike. The House passed a $3 trillion stimulus package on Friday, and even though they passed this bill, the Senate is saying the bill is dead on arrival. And they're definitely going to politicize the bill and start changing a whole bunch of aspects with it, of course, or they're just going to vote it down. But
Mhm.
pretty much the Republicans in Congress described the bill as a joke and said that it will be dead on arrival. And there's quotes from Newt Gingrich, who's a prominent Republican, I guess. He says, "How do you explain a House Democratic Party so crazy that their new $3 trillion proposal has 68 references to cannabis and only 52 references to jobs?" And that really struck me as a really like struck me in the heart because why are they throwing all this stuff into this bill? Like I have so many reasons here for you guys. In this bill, the bill is going to provide money to people in the country illegally, allow illegal immigration to work when more than 30 million Americans are out of work, provide taxpayer funding for abortion, even though Americans oppose taxpayer funding for abortions by 55% to 29%, block voter identification laws, even though 80% of Americans favor the laws, give state and local governments, which already collect your tax dollars, $1 trillion dollars more of your taxes, give a tax cut to the richest Americans in blue states, and that's pretty much all. That's not everything, but that's just the laundry list of what's going into this. And I think it's going to be a big fight in Congress, and that could even drag the market down.
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know it's going to be a huge political battle. It's always like that. So,
Yeah,
you guys are probably going to see a lot of news on this with the $3 trillion stimulus package, blah blah blah. It got passed by the House, but until like there's any like daylight showing on this package, this probably won't affect the market too much. But like once it does get passed by the Senate, or if it ever does, then it might be something to affect the market. But for right now, it's just like a political battle. It's politics. But with that being said, though, how the bill did reference cannabis a lot. Look at ACB today.
yeah, ACB definitely flew up, goes up 68% on Friday alone. And they did just reverse split too, also. So keep
60.
in mind that.
Okay. Yeah. So it reverse split too. It was also up a ton. I mean, look at that's
Yeah.
102 million, 102 million volume in a day. I mean, that's crazy. Some of the options right now are up 700% on ACB. So very interesting. Or actually, some of them are up over 1,000%. But very interesting overall. Cannabis definitely has a lot of momentum, at least on Friday. So keep that in mind. And with that being said, now we're going to jump into the questions from the previous two videos. So we have Iwu saying, when you guys day trade, you said you get in on a position if it breaks the low or it breaks the high. What do you mean breaking the low slash the high? Is it the lower high of the day or the week? Which charts do you use? So I use the 1 minute, 5 minute, and daily chart. When I mean when it breaks the higher low, it's just referencing the higher or the low from the previous day. So like for example, if we go to like UNH, this is a day trade. The high was $292.50. So if the stock goes above that the next day, it broke the high, and then you'd want to get in on it. And then we have Tiffany saying, thanks to these guys, I made $5,000 on this. Watched the opening, saw the opportunity, and then boom, bought it on the drop, sold on the high. Happy Friday. Love to hear that. Gio said, every question I had from this video got answered, very spot on, and that's why you guys are the best. Thank you guys. Amazing video. Thank you, Gio. We have Music saying, hi guys, I hope all is well. I'm new to investing in the stock market and had a question in regards to the income made through day trading. Do you have to pay taxes on that income as short-term capital gains, or can you just keep investing and keep it under a stock slash option for a year plus? Do you get taxed on long-term capital gains? Also, do you get taxed regardless if you cash out of your stock broker account or not? So I'm not a tax accountant, but I would definitely talk to whoever does your taxes to get a professional answer. But there are two types of main taxes in the stock market. You have short-term capital gains and you have long-term capital gains. Long-term capital gains is, I believe, if you hold the stock for, is it 2 years, Tom, or is it 1 year?
I believe it's 1 year.
Okay, so if you hold the stock for a year longer, you get a lower tax rate. However, if you just do a day trade, that's a short-term capital gain. So like you literally have to buy the stock, hold it for a year longer, and then sell. So if you do a day trade, it's a short-term capital gain. But like I said, I would definitely talk to your accountant or whoever does your taxes to get a professional answer.
And it is definitely 1 year on the long term.
Okay, cool. Ronnie said, "Loving it, guys. I could have been wrong in those Tesla puts, but hey, it was a YOLO. LOL." Yeah, for sure. I mean, those Tesla was kind of crazy the past 2 days, but we do know that whoever was trading those 750 puts most likely sold them, or at least we hope. Max said, "Thanks, guys. Crazy reversal today. Seems like it was due since the market was down heavily. Funny how the market rockets higher after a couple days of selling, but it can go up for 15 days straight at a time. Hey, I want to know if you do a month of the stat modeling, do you get any discounts if you end up doing a year afterwards?" So for the stat modeling, if you sign up for a monthly subscription and decide you want to upgrade, it depends how fast you want to upgrade. That's we assess it on a personal basis. So for example, if you sign up for stat modeling monthly and like a week later you want to upgrade for the annual subscription, then we can upgrade you with, we can prorate you. But if you want to wait till like the last like day before your subscription renews, then you'll just have to buy the annual subscription. But we work out with a lot of people on a one-to-one basis. So if you have any questions with that, you can just message me on Discord. Alex said, "Another great podcast." Hunter said, "Awesome podcast. When you buy stocks for the long term, do you focus more on good dividend or growth potential?" Probably a mix of both, but which do you value? I focus, honestly, I like to do the safe thing. So I like value stocks like Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola. Like, you look at Coca-Cola, the growth potential on Coca-Cola isn't going to be insane, right? But you do know that they have a solid dividend history, and they're just a solid company overall. So personally, I focus on a good dividend. What do you do, Tom?
Yeah, I focus on a good dividend too, and I recently just got into Leggett and Platt as a long-term trade. I picked up a couple hundred shares down here at about $26 a share. But they are a very good dividend aristocrat, and that, a dividend aristocrat is someone who's raised their dividends for like over 10 years in a row. And I believe Leggett and Platt's been doing it for like 20 years straight. And they're one of the better dividend companies in the S&P 500. And what they do is they make like office chairs and desks and stuff customized for big businesses like corporations trying to furnish like a skyscraper, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what they do. And so they're a very good company, kind of like not like Coca-Cola or Walmart in a sense, but they're good as far as business goes and acquisitions. So
Yeah, for sure. And then we have Iwu saying, "Thoughts on a company like DraftKings, more potential to the upside." So Tom, I'll let you talk about this one because I know you've been looking at them.
yeah, I've been watching these sports betting websites for quite a while, and since they IPO'd, I've been watching DraftKings, and they have been very, very strong. They do a lot of sports betting, and right now there's not a lot of sports betting going on because there's not many sports. But whenever sports come back, I think that you'll see a big surge in these sports betting websites because I think more people are going to get into it than they previously were, especially with a lot more people being home right now. But I do got to say that their stock, it does have some momentum right now, but just keep in mind that they are a betting website and this could just be momentum to the upside. And they do have negative earnings down here. They are negative 0.13 earnings per share. So just keep that in mind. They aren't profitable right now, but it is an unprecedented time. And once this is over, I believe that they could go higher, but for the short term, I'm not too sure. They're a little high right now.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go to Tanner Growth. There we go. Let's see. Asif said, "Nice presentation. Like the amount of detail you guys are adding for sure." Key said, "Zoom momentum for Friday." Can you go to Zoom real quick, Tom? Yep, Zoom definitely did. B said, "I barely met my calls with Fastly, so I made about an $80 profit. What do you guys think about puts on Fastly for next week and Chevron and Oxy? Even though unleaded gas is only $1.28 here in Houston, oil is climbing back slowly but surely." What is Fastly, Tom? Do you have the ticker symbol for that?
No, but let me find it real quick.
Okay, so while you're doing that, I'll look at Chevron and Oxy. Um, Honestly, oil's just not a play for me right now. I don't. Oil is moving very weird. Oil stocks, I should say. Like you see oil get killed, and then you see Chevron go up, and then you see oil go up, and Chevron slightly going down. It's just there's no real like edge there for me. You know what I mean? Like there are a lot better plays that I'm getting into with stat modeling right now. That there's just a clearer edge. You know, like Chevron. You know, it might go down. You know, I'd say there's maybe like a 60% chance, but it's risky. You know what I mean? So like it's just not a play for me. I
And
would
if
say,
it goes down, it has the potential to go down 30% plus too, back to the lows.
but then you have to worry about picking the right strike price and stuff like that. So like look, it can, there's definitely a chance that Chevron can go down. It's just a little bit risky for me. Did you end up finding the ticker for fast?
Yeah, it's just LEAF Leaf
Oh,
Group.
gotcha. Oh, what is that? $1.90 stock?
Yeah, yep, $1.90, and they look like they have a very nice pattern. Like you can see, they do have the nice momentum where they'll have like 3 big green candles in a row, and then a whole bunch of red candles. But that's just how these penny stocks are.
Yeah, I mean, I would never trade Leaf either.
Yeah, me either for sure. It's just one of those stocks. It's just so low in price that I'm sure the options aren't well on it either. So for
Yeah,
options players, it's definitely not going to be a very
yeah.
good thing.
So Josh said VTIQ. So me and Tom have been talking about VTIQ like almost every day this week. We've been seeing selling calls on it, which would have worked out amazing.
Yeah, it would have.
But for right now, everyone's just trying to like chase it. Like it's risky. Like honestly, I feel like there might be like a dead cat bounce coming soon, which is pretty much like it ran up super high. Now it fell very low for the past 3 days, and we might get another bounce back up. But it probably shouldn't last too long. We have Mason saying amazing video. Keith saying thanks for the time and knowledge as usual, guys. What's your thought on Berkby? So just Berkshire B shares, Tom, Fastly, and ALLO. Is AMD worth buying, even though it seems to get dominated by NVIDIA? Berkby, I think I personally look up to Warren Buffett a lot, and I definitely believe in him, and his company has an amazing track record. So I really do like Berkshire shares. They they have an amazing track record, and they're kind of all over, and to have a guy like Warren Buffett leading that like fund, I believe I really like it.
One crazy thing about this I just noticed is that Berk B has negative $20 earnings per share on their last earnings report. That's pretty low for
Yeah,
a company like Berkshire.
that is pretty low, especially considering their last earnings report at what, almost $12 per share earnings.
Yeah, that's very interesting to see.
Yeah, that is. So I don't know. We'll keep our eyes on that. What about Fastly? We just talked about Fastly, and then ALLO. Looks like they're a therapeutics stock, Tom. I don't really know too much about them. Looks like they might be running up on a catalyst, like maybe.
Yeah, very solid break though. If you would have been in on this break, very nice. If it breaks the high of 46.22, definitely you could play it up to 48 or even $50 maybe.
Yeah, it looks like a solid momentum trade. And then AMD is a solid company, even though here, Tom, I'll let you talk about AMD. You know more about these chip makers than I do.
Yeah, AMD, they're a really good chip maker, and they were priced very low a few years ago, around $9 to $12 a share, and then they've shot up to $60 a share during that Bitcoin phenomenon where everybody was farming Bitcoin with these graphics cards because AMD really made a bunch of graphics cards, and that's what shot their price up is that crypto boom because you have to use graphics cards to mine those coins, and pretty much AMD's shot up because of that. But if we start seeing a big downturn in that, you could see AMD fall. But for the long term, they're a very good tech company. A lot of research and development go into their stuff, and they make a lot of computer processors and graphics cards. And I think they could be good for the long term, but they're just so overpriced right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. So we have Man saying, what stock chart do you use? We both use Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. Joe said, thanks, guys. What is the range of number of contracts you guys trade for options? You start out small and then build a position, or are you in and out of trades? So it all depends on whether a day trading, swing trading, current market conditions. Like there are just so many variables. But like if I'm looking for like a longer term swing or like a longer term hold, then I'll like kind of build a position, a little bit at a time. But if it's a day trade, you gotta get in quick, get out quick. So there are just so many variables. So that is the best way to answer that question. And now onto the comments from the Momentum Trading Strategy video. We have Ali saying, do you have any suggestions for buying large volumes on this? If you want to buy 100 contracts, should I put in the order at once or break it down? For day trades, I would just do it all at once. Joe said, what is the perfect setup for when you are selling premium? How do you know if you're taking too much risk? So that is there, like I said, Joe, there's just a lot of variables to that question. It depends on like how risk averse is your account. Like that's the main thing. But there are a lot of different ways to sell premium. Personally, I like to sell premium like on TWLO. So Tom, if you could pull that up real quick. Yep. TWLO was up so much in the past couple of days, and I just like to sell like super far out of the money calls, like if the stock shoots up a lot. That's my strategy, but there are a lot of other ways to make it work. We have Iwu saying, do you have any strategies for day trading, like during the middle of the day? For example, can we expect a stock to run up or down after it breaks the current day high or low? I personally only like one day trade a day, especially if I win. If I win one day trade a day, I'm done. I like the quick stuff. There are ways for the middle of the day, but it becomes more risky because the market has less volume, and it's just different, and it's not something for me. There are ways to make it happen, but trying to force too many trades is a very bad thing, and I just don't really stick to that stuff. Dino said, I agree with UNH and Square were the only good plays today. I didn't play them, but watched them several times now before. I was surprised when you said you only do one day trade a day. But after your explanation today, now I understand why. I have seen people with multiple screens on their desk. I suppose they are trading off of quite a few plays a day. Is that right? That can definitely be right. It depends on, like some people like a ton of screens just for, the first 30 minutes. Like they just like, it's all like it's personal, but I would say in general, the more screens you have, you're probably gonna be trading the market for a longer period of time.
Yeah, and another thing is that whenever you have a lot of screens like that, really it's just allowing you to look at more charts. So you could have, for example, on one screen, 6 charts in the financial sector, and then on a different screen, 6 oil charts. And then, you could see the price of oil going down and see how it affects all those oil companies at the same time then.
Yeah, exactly. Ronnie said, love the video. I don't know how you I didn't know you showed how to actually use a scanner. Maybe I missed that video in the past. Thanks for all that you've done. Yeah, so Ronnie, we did cover that scanner video. I think it was in Thursday's video, I believe, on Finviz, Tom. I believe that was Thursday.
Oh, yeah, that was on Thursday on the Finviz scanner.
Yep. And then Nick said, Mike, I'm a part of your statistical modeling options group, and I can't say thank you enough. The best market strategy I came in contact with, hands down. Would you recommend using Finviz to screen for new highs, then watch for a breakthrough? Also, what other factors do you input into your screen? So Finviz, they have 15-minute delayed data unless you pay. So if you want to pay for a premium thing, then I would recommend Finviz. But I personally, so I'm an algorithmic trader, and I program a lot of different algorithms and stuff. So if you want to give me like a more like specific screen, I could talk more in depth with that. But I have a lot of different scanners and screens and algorithms. So we could definitely talk more about that in a future video. And then thank you for the awesome comment. Stat Modeling has been doing amazing this week. If you guys want to trade the same options that both Tom and I are trading, click the link in the description down below. Just click on the options alerts link, and that'll take you to statistical modeling. We have Hunter saying strategy is killer. Awesome video, Mike. Thank you. We have Geo saying amazing video, very clear, to the point, and especially very helpful. I did exactly how you said in this video in the morning and ended up with a play none other than UNH. Perfect. Ended up with a profit, and I'm pretty new at trading options by my own. Thanks to your watch list and website to find our own place and help from the PMs on Discord. Also, nice outro. Glad you liked it. Yeah, that's awesome, Gio. And I'm happy that we ended up with the same mindset, you know. And in yesterday's video, I showed you guys exactly how to trade the momentum trades. I'm very glad to hear that you traded UNH. That's awesome. Matthew said this is great advice. Do you have a how-to chart video or something like that? Really, we just use like pretty much just like a basic version of Thinkorswim. There are like we don't really use anything too fancy. CO said, thanks, Mike, Tom, and Hunter. For beginners like me, it's very helpful. How about posting the updated watch list, gappers / high volume, etc., in the SAT modeling group before market open? That's definitely something we could do in the future. Just send me a private message and we could talk about that more. But thank you for the comment. We have Key saying thanks for the clarity on the strategy. We'll go after some plays next week that got burned on Friday. Chop, chop. Yep. Long said this was a great video, very informative, but most people that work a 9 to 5 can't day trade. Most of your viewers and I would say are normal people like me that work. We're trying to supplement our income or grow our account with a few trades per week. Please give more information on swing trades or trades that would require less attention, such as credit spreads. So Long, I post swing trades and credit spreads under the statistical modeling strategy. That's like my top strategy. You know, I manage my own personal money with that. The link is in the description down below. It is a premium strategy. It's been extremely hot lately. For this week, we had 6 alerts and 5 of them won. One of them went from $250 to about $1,800. So you can click the link in the description down below and to find more information about that. We have everything saying that was a helpful video. Thanks. And then we have Ali saying amazing video, Mike. I've always wondered which play to pick from the momentum plays. That clarifies a lot. Keep it up. Thank you. And then for the last comment, we have Les saying great video on UNH. Would you use fib levels to take profit? Also, how many contracts would you buy in UNH? So it depends. But for fib levels, I never use those. I've tried them in the past. They're not for me. Tom?
I personally just like drawing support and resistance and then just using those because sometimes the fib levels honestly line up with those same exact levels.
Sometimes the fib levels work great. A lot other times they don't. You know, like I haven't used them. Like, here. I've used them in the past. They just haven't worked for me. I just like simple support and resistance. You know, it just works better in my opinion. But with that being said, Tom, did you have any last minute stocks, options, anything else for this video?
I think that does it, Mike.
Awesome. So guys, I just want to say thank you guys so much for making it this far in the video. As always, if you guys have any questions, let us know in the comments down below. You guys ask your questions. It helps the video grow because the more comments in the video, the more views our videos get. And at the same time, you guys get your questions answered by us. So it's a total win-win situation. And then also, if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe to see our daily stock market watch list on your homepage every single day. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. But other than that, thanks for watching.